strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody. I did not expect to be seeing you so soon, but some breaking news just dropped, and I had to give my thoughts on it. We are getting Threepio plus Chewie. So this appears to be basically the Chewie with C-3PO on his back that we saw in the Jedi Knight Luke event. It looks like he is coming to the game, and this is pretty exciting. So I'm just going to go through the forum post that they just posted less than 20 minutes ago for me recording this. So I haven't had time to really think about it too much, but the very first thing I noticed when looking at this was there's a Wookiee tag. And we know there's a lot of Wookiees in the game, but we have never seen a tag for them. So right now that doesn't really mean anything. You don't get any sort of synergies or anything just for there being a tag. But the fact that they added that in there might mean there is something else coming down the line, whether it's a Wookiee unique or some sort of mission that requires only Wookiees. Maybe with like their galactic challenges even, they might require battles that have just Wookiees, or maybe there's going to be a Wookiee lead coming or something like that. I don't know. For now, it doesn't mean anything, but it's a very interesting kind of side note that we see in there. So, and I love for the synergy suggestions is just throw rebels in there. Just throw some good rebels. There's a ton of them, and it's kind of pretty accurate. He's got some very strong rebel synergy. So let's take a look at what he is. And again, on the category, like if you look at the categories down here, it says rebel, attacker, droid. It doesn't list a Wookiee there, but it does list a Wookiee tag up in the picture up there. So interesting note there. It's also interesting that he's going to be categorized. You're gonna get Chewie kind of as a droid, which is kind of cool. There's a bunch of droid synergy, so I don't know how that will play in. Means he'll get like extra bonuses and stuff from like R2D2 or something like that. But anyways, let's look at his abilities here. Basic ability: deal physical damage and inflict evasion down for 2 turns. Pretty meh. We don't know any of the damage yet, so maybe there'll be some good damage on it. We're not sure, but as far as the kit, nothing too impressive. But that's okay because his specials have very low cooldown. So first one, Shining Distraction, is a cooldown of 2, so you can use it every other turn. And wow, this one is really good. Dispel all debuffs on C-3PO and Chewie. Rebel allies recover 15% protection and gain advantage. Dispel all buffs from all enemies and blind them for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. It can be resisted, which could be important, which will be important. But blind is an extremely powerful debuff. That means they're going to miss their next attack that can be evaded. So the blind won't be effective on characters that have attacks that cannot be evaded. So something to be aware of there. But wow, there's a lot going on here. Dispelling his debuffs, giving advantage, recovering protection, dispelling all buffs from all enemies, and inflicting blind. That is a very powerful attack that can be used every other turn. And knowing me, always trying to find ways to create loops and things like that, I notice it's a non-damaging attack, which always gives me something to work with. So I don't necessarily have something specifically planned yet. Again, I just read this basically and had to hop on and make a video, so I haven't gotten to think in it that in depth. But I always like my non-damaging attacks. You can do some fun things with those. So then special 3, Chewie's Rage, which has a cooldown of 3, is again another one from the Jedi Knight Luke event. Deal physical damage to all enemies. Deal damage an additional time, up to 5 times, for each enemy that has been defeated during battle. It says battle, not the encounter. So for multiple encounter, things like territory wars, where you go through different waves, that additional damage plus the 10% offense stacking here that he gets until the end of battle whenever the ability defeats an enemy, that's going to stack as well. So he can stack. That one doesn't appear to have a limit, so he can stack up a lot of offense in territory battles or these multi-phase events. Which again, they've got their new galactic their galactic challenges coming up. I wonder if those are going to be things like that have several waves. I'm wondering if he's this could be a key character in there. But anyways, can stack up a lot of offense, can do damage a lot of times, and we're speaking about territory battles. We've got all those droid stacks, those the was it B1, even B2 adds all those droid stacks on there. If you can have an AOE hit that hits 6 times, you can wipe those guys out very quickly. So that could he's looking like a monster in territory battles, to be honest. And then a unique, as if he's not good enough, look at this unique. If the allied leader is a rebel, 3PO and Chewie gain 40% of the leader's max health, protection, offense, defense, potency, and tenacity at the start of the first encounter. When it says first encounter, I'm just assuming that's meaning he gets it based on those stats at the beginning, and it doesn't like reset the stats each encounter. That's what I'm reading by first encounter. But rebel allies gain half that amount. So all rebels are going to get 20% of the leader's health, protection, offense, defense, potency, tenacity. Most of the major stats there. And then rebel allies also have plus 15% critical avoidance. So that's a huge stat boost for rebels right there. And then we're not done. Whenever another rebel ally uses an ability, 3PO and Chewie are called to assist, dealing 30% damage, limit once per turn. And notice that it says uses an ability. It doesn't say during their turn. So the way I'm reading this, if I understand things correctly, one of the most common rebel leads is a CLS lead that's going to give counter chance. Rebels are going to counter a lot. It looks like they're going to call 3PO and Chewie to assist on that counter. So again, I won't know until we actually see that, but that's the way I'm reading that they will actually assist. It's limited once per turn, but it's not limited to only occurring during your own turn, from what I see. And then if they're defeated, 3PO and Chewie are revived with 50% health and protection whenever another rebel ally is revived. So we've got 2 rebel allies who can be who revive themselves essentially. We've got Scarif Rebel Pathfinder. We've got Cara Dune. Cara Dune's kind of the big one that we might look at here. She's a rebel tank that we don't see a lot of, but she's going to get extra health and protection from this unique, which is going to make her a better tank. And then she's got some revives. So if you kill off 3PO and Chewie first, and then kill Cara Dune and trigger a revive, it's going to revive 3PO and Chewie as well. And then let's see, you've got Han as well. Captain Han Solo has a revive. So that could be an instance where you can essentially trigger multiple revives there as well. So a lot of different things at play there. And then finally, while enemies are blinded, they have minus 50% tenacity and can't attack out of turn. So scrolling back up, if this ability wasn't good enough as it is, I mean, blind's a pretty awesome debuff already. Then you're adding a tenacity reduction and can't attack out of turn on top of that. So it's kind of like a modified daze there as well. So this looks great. He looks like he's going to be absolutely outstanding in a rebel squad pretty much anywhere. Again, territory battles is what just screams that he could be amazing. CLS lead rebels can already do very well in darkside territory battles. So adding this to a rebel squad seems like it could be very, very good. And then I don't know if it's going to, I don't see this being a meta changer as far as bringing rebels up to, defeating galactic legends or something like that. I don't see that happening. Like, we don't have stats here as far as like how much damage this is going to do and that type of thing, but it's still going to be a very, very good arena team as well. So, you've got this, and again, you can get to the point where if you can get off to a fast start, we know CLS can generate some crazy turn meter gain. If you can get Chewie going, get him to inflict these blinds, and then get, if you add your traditional C3PO in there, so that he's also reducing cooldowns. This is already on only a cooldown of 2, but if you could get it where you're able to inflict blinds every single turn, that's going to be almost like game over against the vast majority of teams. Now that there's some that still, you can have high tenacity or characters that ignore that blind, so that have attacks that can't be evaded. Sorry, my mind went blank there for a second. But there's still going to be a bunch of different counters to that, but there you can generate some loops there, even in Arena. I think that's going to make this a very good team, a very good character, or Rebels a very good team overall, against a lot of different opponents. And we're starting to see some new Rebels come in here, that different ones have some different niche synergy. So I think we're getting close to the point where we're going to be seeing kind of 2 Rebel teams even. So I think there's a lot to do here. And then like I said, there's that droid tag in there as well. Most of his synergy is Rebel synergy, but I'm curious to see what we could get in here with droids too, because that's going to trigger some other things. And yeah, we could start to build even more droid teams. We've seen some full droid teams do some good things even outside of your typical Grievous Separatist droids. So I need to dive into there and see what other droid things we can come up with. I'm excited about this. I don't know, at least as of recording this, they haven't announced how he's going to be acquired. So I don't know what all is going to go on here, but I like it. I like it a lot. It looks like it's going to be a very, very good character, but not a character where I don't think you're going to fall behind in Grand Arena or even Arena if you don't have this character. I don't see it as a Galactic Legend level game changer or anything like that. But he looks like a fun character to play. So I am super excited about this. I hope it's somebody that I can get on my own account. So that's what I'm hoping, is that he's not behind some sort of guild currency or some $1,000 paywall or something like that. But I am excited about C3PO and Chewie and can't wait to see what he brings. So anyways, I know I've ranted on long enough about a character that we haven't even seen in with any gameplay yet. But there's going to be some fun things that come out of this. So I can't wait to start theory crafting more. So if you have some ideas, certainly hit me up on Discord, Twitter. I'm on Facebook now. You can find me on Facebook. I finally broke down and got back on Facebook, which I haven't been on for like a decade. But I'm there now. Leave comments leave comments here on YouTube. I try to respond to those as best as I can. So we'll see. This is video number 2 today. Did my live stream of this one. I don't have a third one planned, but who knows what else pops up. So stay tuned, and it'll be soon. There's obviously going to be more coming, and I can't wait to get my hands on this guy. So thanks a lot, everyone.